You're watching Weirdo Universe. The wonders take flight. Enjoy the show. I'm Amon.
I'm AJ.
This is Weirdo Universe. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry for the week break. It's been a busy week in our lives, but we were able to at least get an upload going for people that will watch us at a later time. So, as you see from the title is called Now You See Me. In case you know what Now You See Me, it's a movie, let's say franchise that is pretty much about magicians robbing rich people. That's a summary.
Pretty much.
But we'll do a breakdown when we have time to at least watch a film of it to at least give you a good story.
I've already watched all three. If you haven't noticed yet, I'm still tired of shit. um, I I didn't really get much sleep last night, so there's that. But I've I've already caught up with that, so I'll probably rewatch it again for the next stream, just probably at a better time. um, But yeah, apologies for the confusion in the title, man. The decision on changing our topic today was a little last minute, so forgive us. Um, I'll pass it back to Amon.
Well, for the quick moment, we'll be right back. Just gonna show our improvised plan, as you could say. Well, in a way to keep the show rolling, we're going to react to some trailers of some series that's been out, or not out, but it's going to be out this year. Of course, we haven't done much of Star Wars as of late. So, in case you
True.
don't know, the Maul series has finally been made. It's based on Clone Wars animations. So, it's pretty much this is going to be the story of Maul in the early stages of the Empire. So, the trailer came out like last week.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty recent.
Times have changed. I will show you the galaxy for what it truly is. See things from a new perspective.
Is this what our future holds? Always running.
I invite you to look more closely.
What are we dealing with?
Good question. And I offer you an opportunity.
Maul.
We have all been made to suffer. We survive, but do not live. The Emperor wants you dead. Chains can be broken.
Hang on!
And empires can be shattered.
Okay, I'm already loving that. I'm already loving that, bro.
You're a
Dude.
Star Wars fan.
Oh,
That is something to watch out for. It's coming out April 6th. It's about a 7 8 episode series, so it's short. But if people want to know, because we know in Rebels, we saw Maul make an appearance at as we know in Rebels near the season 2 finale at a Sith temple, trying to get this crystal.
he made quite a number of appearances actually in Rebels.
Yeah, but then you probably think like you see, and then you saw how he died, and then you saw what happened to him. But then you're like, okay, so what happened during the ending of that Clone Wars to when the Empire was starting to grow? Because we know from the
See, I hope they kind of started off with them on Mandalore, because that was where he was last on before the Clone Wars had fully ended. At least in the season 7 finale of Clone Wars, was that they were on Mandalore. So I'm curious if that's where they're going to kind of continue it off from.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not really much of the books, but people have speculated like that Twi'lek was kind of like his apprentice in a way, at least. No, because you can saw in the trailer, he knew the name, so he knew his name. So maybe there's some history, or at least war in that. As
What's
well,
nice is to also hear the voice actor's voice. I mean, it's been so long since we had him voice Maul again.
yeah.
Oh man.
In case you don't know who that voice is, if you play the Star Wars Unleashed series, it's that voice. So if you know the name, it's him. But yeah, then another people might be speculating because I think in the comics, in the Vader comics, I might be wrong though, that Vader did face Maul in a sort of way. So maybe they might interpret that. Maybe
They did say
the series.
there's going to be speculations of him and Vader fighting in the series.
So
From
we
what
don't
I
know
heard
if it's
about
probably
the
more of
rumors.
like a test sort of thing, like it's him but not really him sort of thing, or maybe they actually did physically fight.
I wonder, because in Rebels he had also kind of talked about some type of interaction with Vader and knowing it was Anakin. So I wonder if there will be a confrontation of some kind in this series then between them. Because I mean, in the last final moments for Rebels regarding Maul, he was really obsessed with becoming powerful, and it didn't seem like it was to face just the Emperor, but also another person. Because I mean, he was also really obsessed with trying to fight Vader again. So I'm curious if that's maybe the reason.
So yeah.
Oh, please tell me this is another newer Supergirl trailer.
So yeah, so another thing that came out was, as you know, if you saw the Supergirl trailer, we get a small glimpse of Lobo, but we know who's playing the actor, but they never show the reveal face. But at least we had that funny, menacing look. So they actually did a quick clip. They did a little trailer, just at least we know what Jason Momoa is playing Lobo for this year's Supergirl movie.
Okay, this does not look like this is gonna end well for you guys.
What was it like to lose everything in a day?
Kurton didn't die in a day. Gods are not that kind.
Oh, he's such a...
There's
Oh my god.
We'll just go see the
You managed to get most of it on the paper this time. Good job, buddy. I, Kara Zor-El, hereby declare that 23 will be the best year yet. Let's be honest, babe, it's not a very high bar to clear.
I didn't know any of you were still alive. What was it like to lose everything in a day?
Her Tom didn't die in a day. The gods are not that kind.
Do you others on your planet have powers like you?
No, it's a pretty small group of two.
What's Superman like?
He sees the good in everyone. And I see the truth.
I'm dead. Back up.
Dude. They really gave him that Lobo makeover. Oh, and the bike. That makes me so happy. Truly, it makes me so happy. Come on.
Yeah, sorry, I apologize. I was just thought we could break down the look of Lobo.
Oh, you're good. I was just like, where'd he go?
I mean, I know we have
Oh,
a
man.
pretty good, at least glimpse, but at least now we get a little pause picture of it.
That is genuinely perfect. The eye makeup and everything. That is awesome. I wonder if they're gonna give him like the glowing eyes though, because it doesn't seem like that he really has the like kind of glowing red.
Maybe,
in them,
but
but
that might be probably when they reveal that in the trailer, in the scene.
probably it might be in the final project for the not project the I can't think of the right term, but you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, there's a couple more we could share. Do you know the He-Man?
I've heard of it.
Do you know they're making a movie?
No, really?
And
When did they confirm that?
There's so much to reveal, folks. We're going to throw it to the wall.
That stuff only exists in legends and bedtime stories. Talking tigers, spaceships, and magic swords that can make a man as mighty as a god. Where I come from, that stuff is real. Why did you send me away?
I wanted you to be safe. So I sent you to a place I knew that they'd never find you. There's
obsession with nerd stuff and sword things, it's not a good look for human resources.
I know it sounds crazy, but that sword is gonna show me the way home.
Sir, you can't do that.
Don't worry, the sword's mine.
Hang on, it's about to get weird.
Was that Sadie Sink?
What am I supposed to do? Take the sword. You protect them. I have the power!
Okay. Oh, okay. Interesting.
And people, this is probably a little before our time, but if you saw in the trailer, he did the line, which is He-Man, and they kind of do a good explanation of just kind of like about this fictional universe. And well, in case you don't know, the one that's playing the Skull, or I don't know what the character's name, but the one who's
I
playing,
think his name is Skeletor.
yeah, Skeletor is actually, if you watch the Tron, I seen actually the Tron the 2 movie finally, but the one who is I guess the main character of that Tron 2, he is playing Skeletor.
Oh,
So, the one who's been doing the vampire movie, the Doctor becomes a vampire.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jared Leto.
Yeah, Leto. He's going to be playing Skeletor.
I realized how disappointed I just sounded.
It's like, yeah, he's playing Skeletor. Yay.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
If you run with Jared Leto's career, he's killed off a lot of film. I mean, a lot of people didn't like him as Joker in Suicide Squad. Didn't like the Morbius film. I'm surprised anybody actually went to go see the Tron Ares film due to the fact that he was playing in it. I'm not saying anything to downgrade on Jared Leto because that would be exactly hypocritical of me preaching about watching a movie to get your own opinion and stuff on with the last stream or so. That I'm not trying to downgrade or downplay him. He's a good actor. I do think he has potential. I think sometimes it's the writing's fault. I've also heard rumors about him being kind of a dick off screen to his co-stars and whatnot. So it's a little 50-50 for me on him. But I mean, regardless, I think I'm kind of curious how his role as Skeletor would be though, because he is a huge role in the He-Man universe. So
like, yeah, because as we know in the original, he's like, remember, but like,
yeah, and you got all those memes that come from that.
Memes you see on social, but it's like, it's mainly Like now you can see that's like not like a digital, but you could see like you can how CGI that was, but it looked pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
It's
No,
just,
I love the design on that, especially when they gave him that full body shot. Like you get the full like rundown of the outfit. That was perfect.
yeah, I don't know who the. Well, we saw one actor we are well known that he's been doing a lot of movies and shows as of late. He was in that. He was in
I could
that.
have sworn I saw Sadie Sink.
That might maybe she was. Maybe that was. I don't know much of the characters nor the series, but people that I've known in that time of how popular that show was. Um, yeah, but I don't know. It's just like doing. It's just like it's interesting. They're trying to do a He-Man movie, pretty much, and
That
for
is
series,
pretty. I'm
okay,
invested into
I
it.
might watch it. I might see.
I might too, to be honest, because that, especially them doing it in a live action format instead of the animated usual go
Yeah.
to, that's a bold choice.
So I was just like, huh. It might be the last thing unless another trailer I'm trying to think that's been out about.
There's like 5 of those trailers for Doomsday.
And this is one of them.
I
So
think.
they did the X-Men reveal.
I love how I just brought that up and you immediately popped the video up on it.
Death comes for us all. That's all I know for sure. The question isn't, are you prepared to die? The question is, who will you be when you close your eyes? Father, all my life, I have answered every call. To honor, duty, to war. But now fate has given me something I never sought. A child. A life untouched by the storm. Lend me the strength of the old fathers, so that I may fight once more, defeat one more enemy, and return home to her. Not as a warrior, but as warmth. To teach her not battle, but stillness. The kind I never knew. Please, Father, heed my words.
And we saw the X-Men part. I like how they're doing this. Because this trailer is like that big, and they're literally just taking it clip by clip. And then eventually...
Yeah.
This thing might be at least 8. It's too much to review.
Oh, I gotta say, Patrick and Ian are gonna kill it in this. I just.
Well, we know. I think we know this is their last. Just even hear the
Oh yeah.
the lines they are already
Well,
getting is like, okay, well, you know,
Patrick Stewart has already said this would be his last movie. After Doomsday, he's retired.
that's good for him. I mean,
Yeah,
Star Trek. He's done the Star Trek series.
he's been in all the X-Men films, basically, including Logan. I mean, man.
But people were wanting to know, of course, the guy with the lasers. How would they do it? And then we kind of get a good
Cyclops, yeah.
Cyclops. We kind of get a good glimpse of what the heck is happening over there. I don't know if you noticed, if you've seen one of the films, remember those metal giants that pretty much
Yeah, the Sentinels.
They're pretty much have massive plot armor that you can't really kill them, no matter how hard you try.
I mean, you can. It's just they tend to. You drop one, another or two pop up.
Like you saw something about that. You saw them in the background walking.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they're trying to cook up there. Of what kind of gets them involved, because this Doomsday guy, he is so powerful that you never saw.
Yeah.
You never thought.
Doctor Doom is a very, for those who don't really know, and only get to kind of see like only a part of what he's like in the movies. Look at the comics. This dude is practically OP as shit. Okay, I mean he even becomes Sorcerer Supreme in the comics. I think in the main continuity, and so forth. He is a genius. He has magic.
Because
crazy.
We can speculate because you see Thor Thor
and if he's praying to the gods,
he's praying to the gods to.
You know it's going to be a big fight.
It's a huge fight enough to just slay this person, knowing that apparently it's a friend and enemy. Because the curious part is how they're going to do it. Because you had a lot of speculation.
See, I've heard. I heard rumors that they're not planning to really do it as the original idea or theory that I went on when we first started the streams. I posted it with the Iron Man to Doctor Doom theory that was going around. I did my own little version of it where it was Doom taking over Tony's mind, like a Iron Man variant, and then going from there. But they've said that they plan to actually make this a genuine variant of Doctor Doom.
Now the question is, which one?
I'm very curious because
I think one, if Thor's praying to his gods, there's only probably one we can think of that is making an appearance.
I've heard that it's going to be a variant of Tony Stark. So this is not going to be Victor Von Doom, the usual Doctor Doom that we know. But to think that this is going to possibly be a Tony variant. I've heard a lot of speculation about this being a Tony variant because of the fact that it's a version of Tony that I guess saw his future and then also had a future.
Oh yeah, actually, since you said that, I've been actually thinking that what if I forget what the brothers are called. What if they were teasing a finale that we were just because we were so young?
You're talking about the Russo brothers.
Yeah, the Russo brothers. What if they actually? What if actually they were teasing us what the ending is?
I heard about that theory.
People are theorizing that.
Recently, I've heard it's. I'll let you go on. I think I know what you're talking about.
So a lot of people have been realize we're watching all the Avenger movies to at least from the very beginning, people have been speculating because the only person that really kind of goes through it all is Tony. And you figure, why is that? You know, everyone else has been through hell, but why Tony specifically? And we didn't know about his past and what he went through. But people are thinking from Wanda, for example, what if Wanda's vision, he thought looking at it, because it's going based on what Loki's doing, that he's thinking, seeing that, he kind of thought, oh, I'm the one that can save for this. You know, it showed the villains of that film, yes, but there might have been a little more darker or possible meaning, actually. It's like it's him or someone of him is the one doing the killing, and that's actually his army, not Loki, because we know Loki, he just made a deal with the devil pretty much and pretty much cost his whole career. So then you go, and that's, I think I was in like the Ultron series. And then you see him in the Iron Man movies where he's like talking to the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. Kind of has talks where it's like he's having this, emotional breakdown, but it's like the lines he was given to speak was like a little more clues if you try to tie it all together.
Yeah.
And so
I heard that they've done that.
Yeah. A lot of people are speculating that we might have, of course, it was the Avengers. No one ever knew about this unless you're really if you can really think that deep. But now,
well, see, to add on to that is the interesting part about this theory is the fact that we are in the multiverse era, basically. So I mean, throughout all of the movies Tony's been in, with whatever situation could have been his Nexus event that could have made him into Doctor Doom. So, for example, say like in the 2012 Avengers film, the very first Avengers film where they all come together, maybe his Nexus event for that is failing to capture the nuke and send it into space through the wormhole. So the nuke just destroys New York, and that happens. Maybe Age of Ultron. Who knows? Sokovia could have fully fallen back to Earth and created that extinction level event that Ultron was planning. Some other stuff. You don't know what his Nexus event could be, but I mean, it's possible it could be something about with like Morgan, his daughter. Because I mean, I've heard speculations of them. The reason why he went to the Fantastic Four was to use Franklin Richards' powers. So I'm curious about how this is going to play out, because if this is going to be a genuine like Tony Stark variant, but
I feel like this trailer is going to feel like half a movie.
Oh yeah,
like it's going to be like.
I think that's also why they're doing such short trailers for each like group, I guess. I think it's because otherwise they would be probably showing half, if not all, of the film. This is also a very bold choice, because I don't recall many movies doing this where they break down a trailer into like 5 different parts.
Like the first people theorizing, what if whatever Steve Rogers did, because you see in his part where he's holding Loki, people think like whatever he did kind of begun a new timeline or some cycle that makes this variant born.
Well, see, this is the interesting about that is that we all speculated that it would have been because of Peter breaking the spell, the original spell in No Way Home. Um, we ended up kind of getting that debunked. Thought it was maybe Multiverse of Madness between Doctor Strange and Wanda. That got debunked. The Loki series, debunked. So I wonder if it was all built up for what Steve did by returning the stones.
Because as we know, we don't know what he did to all of them. We just know because when they had to go back in time, it's just
Well,
time.
you got to remember, most of the stones are easy to replace, right?
Yeah, it's what
But
happened.
how do you undo the Soul Stone? They said that was a soul for soul. So,
Like, I guess one possible thought they might show is, let's just say, if he returned the Soul Stone, they didn't know, because he can't bring it back unless he went back to see Red Skull one last time to try to bring it back, but he couldn't, so he has to try to make a deal again. Well, let's just say, what if he gave it to a random person that looked like Tony, that maybe was like Tony Stark, and he was like, "Oh, I'm like," you might be like, kind of like how like in DC with the Flash, when he met like a nerdy version of himself. He's so curious on science. So it's like, let's just say if a Tony Stark's like that, he gets a little too in deep, and then he kind of becomes a little, not brain rotted, but let's just say a little like, let's just say curiosity killed the cat. I don't know, that's a good one to use, but like he kind of gets a little cuckoo, and that becomes this sort of doomsday guy, like just a Tony Stark that got a little too curious and ends up being the most destructive person ever or something.
I mean, to have that being the reason Tony Stark becomes Doctor Doom would be insanely cool, though.
Or like, not in like those word for word, but something like that. Like whatever,
yeah, I know what you mean.
Did he like if he couldn't make a deal? Unless could think of it. Unless he made a deal that got him to become a family, because as we know, his love interest was Peggy. So it just say if he made a deal with the Soul Stone to have a new life of being a regular,
that would kind of be a soul for soul.
What was the deal that might have affected? And he probably doesn't know what he could. He probably didn't know or knew enough, but he still went with it. Who knows?
That makes me curious though, because we know that it takes the Soul Stone to be summoned by killing off the one that you love most, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter if it's someone that is.
I mean, he
kind
could
of go on.
I was thinking, unless he sort of killed Tony in order to have his life. But what he didn't know, he came back. Or Bucky.
Because if this is Steve basically in the past, the only other 3 people would be either Peggy, Bucky, or Tony's father, Howard. Those would have been the only 3 options that Steve was close enough to that would have that work. So I'm curious about that thing.
My other anyway, like, there's so much to speculate. We know it's coming up later this year, dating for like mid-December, like before the holiday break. So see that opening night, I might just wait for a day or 2 or something, like, because opening night, man.
Dude, come out here and let's go to the movies.
I would do that. Heck, I have a friend of mine, Jack. He would told me it's like he might just fly. Well, he might actually move back to California, maybe either later this year or next year.
Okay.
And he's just saying we gotta watch the opening day. I'm like, all right, but let's wait.
Yeah.
All right, before we slowly conclude, I just have made a couple of things for myself. So this was a while ago, but we already know the CW Barry Allen is probably the best one. I mean, if you want to
Oh hell yeah!
if you want to go the animation series, sure, you know. This was a post
Yes,
of him doing blonde hair, and usually people were
I
speculating because
heard about that.
there was a Flash series or movie or something that they were speculating to make. I don't know if James Gunn's doing it or something, but there's been I don't know. I don't know if the rumor
I heard he debunked it.
about this, but or thrown out. There.
I heard he debunked it. He I think after like maybe a couple weeks, maybe a month after the rumors started really spreading, um, Grant Gustin actually went on to I think Twitter, or I guess X now is what it's called, I believe. Or he went on to social media and he debunked the rumors. He said something about like, oh no, this isn't for that. I mean, I'd be down for James Gunn to give me a call and whatnot, but this is for a whole nother project. I don't know though.
That's what they
I don't know
say
because
no one ever. If
I mean,
told that he's not, maybe he can't.
He's also made it very clear that he would be very open to returning and reprising his role as the Flash for James Gunn's new DCU. So I'm very conflicted on this because, I mean, actors, they always have a schedule. They always have some type of project being in the works and whatnot, you know? So, I mean, it's like, okay, well, there's a possibility that it is for another film or something. Who knows? But, I mean, he dyes his hair blonde, and the very character he was playing for 9 seasons in the comics is naturally blonde. And then you just can't help but think, like, oh, maybe he's getting ready to reprise his role then. Like, he's finally being like, hey, I'm going to come out now and play the Flash again for for another few years or so. Who knows? But I would die happy.
It'll probably never happen, but they could do some Marvel DC sort of movie if they're running out of ideas.
Yes.
Then that could make more sense. Anyway, that picture blew up. That was uploaded.
I hope that he ends up playing the Flash, and this is all just some like ruse to get everybody to be like, "Don't worry about this."
There's nothing wrong with James Gunn and his ideas, but it's just like I watched the Superman movie. It was good, but it just felt like a little party's like, okay, like you're trying to like.
I will say, after watching it myself as well, I will say they did. No offense to James Gunn, if you do end up watching this video at some point and you get to this point in the video, not trying to downplay your shit. Don't worry. Again, I think it was really good the way you did it. I just think maybe you added a little too much stuff into one film. It just kind of mumbled all together. It was like, hey, here we go. But I mean, overall, I mean, the casting was great for that film. The chemistry between the characters were phenomenal. So I mean, I'm excited to see what you do next.
Sticking with this, like seeing the Supergirl trailer, it looks like not as like how Superman is, but we'll see. But looking at the trailer, it looks a little more smooth, I would say. But
see, I'm gonna also love this is also because with a lot of more of the female heroes, they tend to be a little bit more darker in some way. Like, I mean, we know that Supergirl's obviously going to still be kind of similar to her cousin Superman, to Clark, Kal-El, whatever you want to call him. But Kara is the type of person who doesn't necessarily try and really hold back unless it's really necessary. And you see a little bit of that in the Supergirl series for CW with Melissa Benoist. I could be pronouncing her name wrong. Pardon me. But you do see her kind of like eventually, in some cases, not holding back at all. So I mean, to see that we're getting a movie with Supergirl in kind of her like natural, I guess, behavior is going to be really awesome to see. I mean, you're going to get the like playful attitude, the comedic side of her, the maybe probably the little flirty side that you kind of see in some of the like older like animated shows. Um, the absolute badass she is. I mean, I can't wait to see a movie with her and David Superman on the same screen in like a team up situation. That is going to be awesome. I'm just saying, like,
Anyway,
but
yeah. Well, one last thing. I don't know. When I was working, I've been listening to a lot of versions of what it sounds like, and there's one artist that one like or two like musicianists. They did the song, but what they did, which I don't think I've heard yet, is using a clip from the series to put into their music, and then ending it with the song. So I heard that, my mind blew. So anyway, I was listening to that a lot, but then it got me thinking of I know with K-pop Demon Hunters, I mean, people have been theorizing what's the past. Well, we might get the reveal in 2-3 years from now. So, but
didn't they say that they were going to release the second film in about like 2027, 2028,
2029? I mean, it's going that far.
Or that. Who knows?
No, just like I've been thinking before I just play this clip again. I've been thinking with young Rumi, actually before, with young Rumi when she was saying about like talking about the mark when she was revealing it, and they want to cover it. What if that's like a teardrop of her dad? And that's the mark, because, either it could be from the dad or it could be from the mom. Let's just say, because I think when you keep watching the scene, when Rumi tries to like let her see who she is and she can't, because she probably saw her mom in that form, and maybe I know it might go a little dark here, but what if she could have killed her to end whatever curse that maybe was on, like that could have been from Rumi's dad's master. But I know the reason this theory could die off real quick, because there's already a deleted scene of her going to the grave and seeing the dad with the blue lotus, which represents something. But I just felt like I was just like thinking and hearing that line over and over, and where she because we know Celine could have had an extra line, but they don't want to do that because that would be too big of a puzzle piece that might reveal what happened.
Yeah, it might be a little too much to.
It'd be too much to reveal, but it just got me thinking. Her hesitating so much, and let's watch it, and then we'll talk more.
Rumi? I thought I could fix it all. Fix me. But I ran out of time. They saw. They know. There's no denying it now. This is what I am, Rumi. No. You knew I was a mistake from the very start. Do what you should have done a long time ago. Before I destroy what I swore to protect. Please, do it! I can't. When we lost your mother, I swore to protect all that was left of her. But I never thought that that would be a child like you. Everything I was taught told me you were wrong. But I made a promise. So I did my best to accept you and help you. Accept me? You told me to cover up, to hide. Yes, until we can fix everything. And we still can. We can cover those up and put everything right again. I'll tell Mira and Zoe that it was all a lie, an illusion by Kima to break us apart. No, no more hiding. No more lies. Rumi, we can still fix this. Don't you get it? This is what I am. Look at me. Why can't you look at me? Why couldn't you love me? I do. All of me. This is why we have to hide it. Our faults and fears, but
Anyway, we already know how that ends, but
Yeah.
it's just like maybe not what I just said earlier, but it's like you can tell from Celine there could have been a line she could have said, but they made it to let Rumi speak, and it's her scene to let her, share that grief.
Yeah, it did seem like they were wanting to have Celine say something, but
Like-
Rumi had cut her off.
Like she did something that she's so guilty of. I know,
I
yeah.
highly believe that it involves Rumi's mother's death.
Because, like,
Because
what
I mean, nobody should be that guilty over something for whatever reason, unless it's something that they did to the person that they also knew and were mutually connected with this new person.
like,
you know?
like, what if another thing we could speculate is the Sunshine Sisters. They didn't start doing Golden before. What if they didn't start Golden? They made it because they thought it was supposed to help someone, but it didn't. And whatever happened, pay the price. But thinking it can happen again with this new, like a new life, a new music, play it again to see. It's
That
like
it would
that.
fix
I don't know
it.
if it like reverses, but at least something that can like. Because remember, every time in that series she sings Golden, it doesn't work. It makes it worse.
Yeah.
So anyway, like it just like it got me thinking. Like I know it's because we saw a glimpse of what the dad looked like and gave him the Blue Lotus, represents something.
Well, in the deleted scene.
But it just got me thinking, like, because babe, like little Rumi, she has the mark on her chest. That's if the dad
No, she had it on her arm.
on her arm. I thought it was
Yeah, on her arm, because that's why Celine had like tugged her sleeve down
Okay.
to cover that up. I think she might have had a little bit on her chest. I don't remember. I wasn't really paying attention
Well, I guess I was
for
speculating the
reasons,
chest
but
because how it grows from Y to up.
they definitely showed it on her arm, and then in the reflection when they were trying to perform Golden, we see it on her chest going up to her throat. So, I mean, you could be right. It could have started from her chest and then maybe spread out to her arm first.
Like it
But
felt like
over the years, it could have gone upwards.
it
Then,
gone upwards, and now it's consuming her. It's consuming.
yeah.
Another thought is, let's just say, since people already know Rumi is clearly the daughter of some demon, that will be the dad. But we don't know much about the dad. We know in the deleted scene, he was a nice. It looked like he was a nice guy.
Yeah, there was a few deleted scenes that actually showed the potential dad being genuinely nice for a demon. Like it's interesting to see that.
We won't know,
Not
like,
just once, but twice, I
because
think.
who knows, like the dad might have been an actual demon, and maybe the Rumi's becomes Rumi's mom, kind of showed him the light, and he kind of taught of just being human. I
See,
guess.
that would be also really interesting because that would really reflect Rumi and Jinu's relationship in the film.
Yeah,
in some places.
that would reflect more, which that's what a lot of people were speculating too. But anyway,
Oh,
I mean, we could theorize right now for a good. Yeah, we can.
oh, I got a
That might. Be,
I got a new theory. I might have to wait until maybe next week's stream to kind of spill that out, but oh,
Anyway, well, I mean, if you have some small thing you could share.
well, I don't have too much on it because it's literally just like I thought about it. So we've mentioned that Rumi's parents, like their history, must have kind of reflected her and Jinu's, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if the dad was gonna sacrifice himself, or like he was trying to deflect Kima's blast or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the mom stepped in front and took the hit the way that Jinu did.
That's a possibility.
Because we don't know if the dad is alive or dead or whatnot, or trapped somewhere. We just know that he's not around. But we know that Rumi's mother died. So, what if the reason why Rumi was so devastated with Jinu's death, maybe it was something similar to what happened with her parents, with her mom. Who knows? I mean, I could be reaching on that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
But
I like my.
that would still be really interesting.
It's just like my thought is. It's just like I was just like I was hearing that clip and I'm just thinking like clearly they want to give her a line, they don't want to do it. So either she eyewitnessed or maybe what Rumi became is what happened to the mom. Like she bared a mark of of the dad or whoever was the demon of that time.
We also kind of know that Rooney's patterns also started growing, not just because of her feeling like she was failing to strengthen the Honmon, but I think it was also because she was keeping the secret meetings with Jinu and her to herself. And I wonder if that was something similar with her mom then. Was that maybe something was going on and maybe she started showing signs of patterns because she was having those little secret trips with the father.
And heck, what Rumi did to tell Celine that you should have done it when you had the chance is probably what the mom
Yeah.
But she didn't want it. She didn't want it. She couldn't do it.
You could see how Celine also froze up when Rumi was just like, you should have done this a long time ago. Like, I mean, Celine legit froze up.
She had a reflect.
Like it was like a flashback moment that hit her.
That like
ooh.
Yeah, we don't know because this dad, we think he might be a nice guy. He might have wasn't.
He might have been like Jinu at first.
Yeah, it could be like Jinu. We'll know if whoever actors and
because didn't the creators say that like the story kind of or would have reflected something similar to Rumi's parents?
Yeah, but I know what right now they're sticking with is trying to do some character development, or at least story-wise, with the other characters.
With Mira and Zoe.
They might focus a little more on that, and maybe just throw out pieces of like, okay, here's new puzzles new pieces to tie it in to connect it to the other. And then maybe by the next 3 or 4 more years from that, they'll maybe do it. Because I don't know, because Netflix, before we end, we know Netflix said they wanted to do 2 sequels and then 1 live action to end it. I might be wrong.
That would be really interesting for a live action.
Netflix wanted a live action after doing
My
this.
question though with that is, would they keep it the same to the original like films, or?
Well, it just depends because for example, Moana, they're doing all the digital, now they're going live action by continuing from the digital.
They also did that with How to Train Your Dragon too.
So it's like
well.
they'll probably stick with that.
I mean, from the live action films, from like the original like animated ones, it seemed like they stayed true to most of the story, but they did kind of change a little bit of it to fit into the newer, like the more adapted live action version.
But yeah,
I don't know. I mean,
anyway,
it would still be interesting.
Anyway, I just thought I had to share. Like, I just feel like that scene. It's like the most biggest scene in the movie, and it just feels like it's like a piece that will tell you everything, but you can only show it, and maybe more will be revealed later. But it just gets me thinking.
I hope that.
I think something happened long ago. Either maybe they were just a regular K-pop band. Something happened, so they had to use music to find a way of healing, but it didn't work. It ends up something catastrophic that Celine had to do. That's like it's been with her ever since, and because people might think Celine's a bad person, but maybe she's not. She just maybe was forced to do a choice that she didn't want to do, but she had to do it because either it was a dying wish. Who knows?
We'll find out when the next film comes out. We'll know more.
So yeah. Without further ado, thanks for tuning in. See you next time.